What's up, y'all? What it is, what it do. Please hold off. Actually, I was gonna say hold off on a super chat, but show your boy some love if you want to. I have just switched things up. Shout out to those of y'all right now. Um, I was going to do the full moon ceremony tomorrow, and then the live weekly horoscope now, but the moon is literally 1 degree away from being full. So we gonna do the full moon ceremony now, son. We're gonna do the full moon ceremony now, and we're gonna do the weekly live tomorrow. So shout out to Empress Daisy, shout out to Chad. I see you have both tipped very generously in the super chat, and you two will be the very first two that I do for tomorrow. Okay, so I definitely got your donations. Any of you who do super chat today, I'm going to do for tomorrow. So it just wouldn't be right to not take advantage of this full moon energy. Like the moon right now is 29 degrees Cancer, ready to move into be full. So let's just overload this energetic space right now with positivity. That's what we're going to do. It's going to be a very simple ritual. It's a moon in Leo. And before we get into it, I want to break down why this is going to be monumental. I'll do a little bit of the weekly. This week, it's Aquarius season. And within a couple of days, Venus is going to be conjunct Jupiter, and you're going to embark on one of the most amazing, inspiring, revolutionary love cycles that you've ever had. What makes it love is not really just Venus, it's Venus plus Jupiter plus the sun plus Mars. So this is just going to be so amazing. So amazing. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to connect our energy while the moon is 29 degrees Cancer. And all we're going to do is just hold space in our love, in our hearts after our energy is connected to just feel positive. Okay. Now, this is a very special full moon eclipse because even though we release with full moons and we enter into great completion, the moon is on the north node. So this partial eclipse is going to bring into account the full understanding of all this cosmic knowledge we've spent the last year and a half downloading, which was a lot because I don't know if you've seen the universe, but it's quite vast. A lot of people don't even believe it exists outside some imaginary firmament. And I've never really been up there with my human body, maybe with my spirit. But other than that, it's time, y'all. If we went out of the filler arc, this is a new season. So 2017 was the last year of the filler. 2018, we stepped back into the main arc. I want you to realize that filler arc was a different timeline. So first of all, my mind is going all over the place because this is so amazing. Indigo Sun said, is it cool to drink right now? Yes, it is. Yes, it's cool. Okay, this is a great time. While the moon is in Cancer, 29 degrees, I want all of you to feel in your vessel. What is your intent? What are you ready to release? And what are you ready to move forward into? Because 29 degrees Cancer is very, 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 very strong. And I think it's amazing that as it's shifting into Leo, we're all going to be holding space for the world. Okay. But let me tell you something, my friends. We are stepping into the next season. 2018 was just a reestablishment of the main arc after going through many different timelines. Okay. And I remember I gave a special reading of someone who did this, but it applies to many of you too. Many of you since 2017, like since 2008 to 2017, have been going back and forth within timelines. And what this full moon eclipse for the next 6 months really illustrates is weaving all those different timelines back together so we can step into the next season. What is the next season we're headed into with this North Node and Cancer transit? This is now integrating at the core of your soul everything your entire life journey has brought to you through the vehicle of your feelings, and making complete sense of it, because the completion, of course, comes from Capricorn. So once again, a shout out to you sexy ass Capricorns. I see y'all. Totally being biased and a little creepy. But other than that, thank you so much for the super chat tip. Ernika, I'm going to pull cards for that tomorrow when I do the weekly video. We got a 12th house superstar in the building, Nebula Club. Thank you for joining us. So it's very important. The next season we're stepping into is the season that now takes the main relevant core of the plot and it highlights it around you. This is important because before the filler, during the filler, and this 2018 year that reestablished us back into the main arc was all in relation to where you stand with the world. It was all in relation to how you have to develop your soul qualities and eccentricities, download higher vibrational knowledge so you can guide and steer where you're taking your intent and vibration. And while I'm talking, meditate. While I'm talking right now, focus your intent and your feelings. They are very pissed off dark forces. So now more than ever, you have to be willing. You get excited about this, but you have to be willing. And Sarah Rose, love you. You're so right. Quality is what matters. You have to be willing to fight for what's right. Because this is the difference when I'm saying now it's the world acclimating to you. All right. The difference between any other arc versus this arc is where the dark forces are coming directly at you. The dark forces have to come directly at you now so that you can claim victory over them. You can't have a victory without conflict. You have to be willing to go through it. 2019, the year of integrity. This is where your action is going to actually define you. So just like Robert Glenius said, come at me. And just like She's the Beast said, it's time to square up. Don't feel like you're an asshole. Don't feel like you're a dick for standing up for yourself. Doesn't matter how nasty you may seem. People want to summon your dark side and then play victim when that motherfucker comes out. Period. Nah, son, it's going down. It's going down. The South Node's on Pluto and Saturn. There's no escaping this. Okay, this is generational conflict since the 1960s that we have to deal with, and that's not fun. But we gonna make it fun. And just like the eye inside said, you cannot claim my happiness. Okay, so I want you to let's breathe down to our diaphragm. Breathe out gratitude. I want you to really feel 29-degree Cancer moon on the North Node in Cancer, your power, your greatest power. The South Node in Capricorn is unpacking your greatest power to your soul. The South Node in Aquarius downloaded your highest knowledge to your heart. North Node Leo, now South Node Capricorn, is unpacking. First you download, then you unpack. We received this celestial package from our higher self, star connection in the stars, and now we're unpacking it from our body. And this process is purely emotional. You have to feel it. And it's okay if you don't feel anything for now. We're just starting this eclipse. So the reason why, once again, this is so deep, up until this point, you had massive support. You had massive protection. Okay, I know y'all feeling this peace dealer shirt. What's up? Available for order now. Okay. But other than that, thank you, Amber Scott. It's very, very important that you really, 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 really stay true to everything that has brought you to this point. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. All right. Share and subscribe. Let's show our presence. But up until this point, you were deliberately protected. I know a lot of you some of you don't feel like you were protected because of the challenges you went through, but you were deliberately put through those challenges so that you can make it through and see how powerful you are. It's a whole different ball game. Now it's warfare. Now it's literally like, okay, we're not going to protect you as much because up until this point, we had to build you up. We had to protect you while you were empowering yourself. Now it's time to actually fight that good fight. And honestly, for some of you, it's going to feel pretty anticlimactic. Okay. Some of you are definitely going to feel, I hope all of you who are tipping, by the way, are going to show up tomorrow, because this is when I'm going to do the super chats. But yeah, this is some of you will feel very anticlimactic. Cancer and Leo moons will be highly affected by this, and Cancer and Leo suns. Some of you are going to feel anticlimactic because it's like, wow, I prepared myself for so much to conquer my fears, and this is it. It was that easy. And the hardest work was getting to this point. That's why I said back in Leo season of last year, the dark forces are going to try and turn your victories into failures. They're going to try and be careful of anyone who is downplaying your victories. They work for the dark side, period. They're being possessed or they're agents with the dark side. Everything that you have gotten to this point is monumental. According to someone else, they may not be able to see into the value, but are they in your shoes? No. So why? So their opinion is completely meaningless. All right. Whether it edifies you in a good way or breaks you down, completely meaningless. People still don't get that yet. All right. My opinion on your life is meaningless. It only holds value that you define it as. So keep that in mind. Okay. You gained victory to tap into your heart, Leo season. And that is what is bridging into now. We're manifesting that victory now that you've had since 6 months ago. And the dark forces were like, okay, we cannot touch the strength of Leo. It's the light that shines bright and is the source of consciousness. All we can do, 8th house Pisces, is make them think that their victories aren't that important. And it's up to you to own your own victory. No one else can tell you. Like anyone who's trying to undermine your victory, psychologically, they're intimidated by you. So they peep game what you're doing, but they have to put on this front of, oh, it's not that serious, even though they weren't shooting with you in the gym. They weren't with you going through the internal pain that you had to go through, if it was even painful, because for some of you it was kind of fun. And they weren't with you when you were working. So they don't have to comment. They don't have to say anything. They don't have to do anything when you're experiencing this victory. Oh, they will try though. This Aquarius season is going to connect you with so many extraordinary individuals, which is why you have to show up and be extraordinary super in yourself. So really feel once again this intent. What is the intent moving forward? The intent for me is to be my greatest self and to manifest my greatest victory. And just like Godspeed said, let the dark forces see you shining. And just like Robert said, even if it's subconscious, people who don't support your passions and your path are trying to drag you down. Even if it's subconscious, even if they mean well. This is what squares in astrology and oppositions are for, to put energy in check. Okay? Period. And just like Brooklyn Culture said, hit that like button. This is going to be such an amazing ritual because this is happening at 0 degrees Aries, Leo, and Aqua. 0 degrees is a very, 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 very powerful wild card degree. And I would like to invite you all to read this inside degree with me because it is simultaneously 30 degrees Capricorn as it is 30 degrees Cancer. Okay, so let's go into the Peace Mobile. Well, this is the Peace Mobile, right? We're 29 degrees, and in another hour, bam, 19. And if we look at exactly the time, which I think will be in the ritual, 4:44. Nope. Let's say 7:55. Nope. Oh, 7:53. And subsequently 7:52. So honestly, looks like we're going to be done with this before then, which is awesome. Yeah, basically, actually, I'm gonna actually make sure we're here and holding space until 7:50. So that gives me enough time to just open my big mouth and yak. But now let's read the actual inside degrees. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, that was, oops. All right then. Did it do anything for this? No, just that. All right, cool. Capricorn Authority. Aqua 0. Blue morning glories growing up a tall trellis. Aha! Heightened ability to bring the greater self into action. Heightened ability. Heightened ability. The towering presence of the one, Z1, who knows, informing each moment a huge and formidable destiny dedication. It's like they knew that the North Node was next to this. To bring all of yourself through into this world. It was a little extra, but the moods in Leo are about to be a steadfast, adamant quality of soul. The prenatal resolve to work out all remaining karmas and be free. Intensive focus upon soul evolution, purpose, will. You have something to grow into throughout your life. Ancient ways, unfallen heights, seeing through. Staggered by what you have taken on, ripening on the vine, under massive pressure from within. The path and journey of ascension with the body honored and the world renewed. Awakening and tapping the source for endeavors, projects, and tasks requires top level clearance and the truest endowment of inward faculties to see them through and light up the world. Awesome. And now we're going to go to Leo 0, which is really Cancer 30. But we'll read 29 first, too. So we see a large school of baby fish swimming in a group. You spawn fertile variations on an archetypal theme. These surround and envelop you, saturated with your own creations, afloat in a multi-time warp. It is all old stuff, backed up too far, too long, and so the familiarity smothers, the closeness renders insensible. You are just about consumed by myriad paths streaming through, and the only possibility is to acknowledge how fed up you are with yourself and to open the fresh facets with no expectations, no assumptions, no programs, nothing but the living moment. And finally, Cancer 30, which is Leo 0. Wild grapes growing everywhere, drawing forth the very best in everything, selecting out the quintessence. Ooh. The most vital part and offering it nurturance and acknowledgement. A celestial quality of perception. Oh, wow. Being entirely capable of persuading just about anybody that life is good, that marvelous things are at hand, and that we are all in this together. Aww. Sisterhood, brotherhood, camaraderie unlimited. You sent into the place where the situation resolves and completes itself by creative release. Splurge. You have the epochal realization that there is nothing to hang on to, and that when the containers are broken open, all the vibrancy spills out and blesses the whole. An instantaneous impulse informed by much experience, becoming the instinct for bringing out the truth and letting earth life hold sway as a pageantry of trust in the wisdom of the life force with nothing to hold back. Holla at your boy. It's going down. We're here, y'all. Welcome to the full moon in Leo. One thing that's amazing about full moons in Leo and Aquarius, respectively, is that they're the strongest full moons, as they are stronger than Taurus and Scorpio, which is already super strong as is. Taurus and Scorpio provides the foundation for this intergalactic full moon as we channel energy from the heart to beam up to the universe. And like Hollywood Hair Food just said, for you, this is going to be epic. Okay. The reason why this is going to be so epic is your higher self is going to emerge from through your heart. That is the whole purpose of this next 6 months. And what's even greater about this is that as you hold and feel into this intent, really all this is about is just kind of filling your heart up with love, because we're gonna enter the new moon in Aquarius, which is going to be making such amazing aspects, and by then you have already been filled with great hope. So let me kind of prepare you from some kind of confrontation. Don't let the Mars and Aries energy trigger you. When certain nobodies and people who really, they're not smart, they don't have any strategy or intellect to them, in an effort to basically compensate for their weakness of spirit, they're going to force you to do things. How many of you have been in situations where someone anchors social pressure to force you to do something? Don't ever let anyone force your hand. This is why Pisces is the 12th house, where you do nothing. All right. When people are saying, oh, do something, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? First of all, if a grown man or woman is in your face, because that's childish shit. That's what kids do. If a grown man or woman is in your face asking you what you are going to do, tell them nothing. Tell them nothing. They're being used by a dark force to basically trigger you. Tell them I'm not going to do anything. You can have that. Do whatever you want. Because all that is an ego trap. They want to look cool in front of their friends and then go off and be like, ha, they didn't do anything. As if that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. You have more power saying nothing. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing I will do. I don't care. You can have that. Get into the aspect of letting people have their ego gratification. When people want instant ego gratification, let them have it, because Saturn will tax them later. That's my steez. If anyone wants to try and play those social nuance games where they try and like have fun or make fun at my expense, let them have that. Don't stoop to that level. You just holding space is exposing their dark behavior. That's all you need. That's all you need. And just like many Aquariuses, you're going to have so many people try and come back in your life talking about, oh, we friends. Oh, we cool. Even though they weren't with you while you were going through hell or challenging periods, when you needed their help and they were nowhere to be found, when they were superficial. I mean, no one has to basically suck you off and do everything you want, but you know by now who showed up and who didn't show up. Trust me when I say the only reason why they're coming back is to take what you have, not who you've become. So you don't trust me. Some of you will feel guilty, like, oh, maybe they've changed. No, it doesn't matter. If they're not in a position to gain back that respect, don't give it freely, because trust me when I say 2019 is the year of the glow up, and that glow up starts now. I know there are people watching me right now who've been skeptical of me for a while, but you can see the $1 billion vibe tribe is alive. I'm rocking with the vibe tribers. Whether you have a problem with me, whether you're cool with me, it is what it is. Just don't come at me the wrong way, because thunderclaps is happening. I've been waiting for Aquarius season. It's ruled by Uranus, which rules thunderstorms. Okay, my sun is in the decan of Uranus. I do have a little bit of some electrokinesis. And if you need to be shocked, holla at your boy. Okay, make sure you get a reading too. Other than that, it's just very pivotal and very important that you really review what got you this far. All through Aquarius season, you're going to come into higher knowledge of what you can do as your souls ascend. But the thing about this is, I need to once again give you context for why this eclipse is so important. All right. Everything that I've been speaking on was to encourage you to embody your super self, to really envision who you are at your greatest self. And I don't want to compromise here, because the realistic, practical, constructive way would be to say, what is your best self? What is the you that is operating at a mental, emotional, and psychological efficient way? I'm not sugarcoating. That's too realistic. I don't want to be too realistic. I would rather be called too weird or too strange, because it's the truth. What is your supernatural self? What is the part of you that you know exists that you can't tell, that other people would think you're crazy for believing? I hope you don't forget, if people don't laugh at your dreams, it is not real enough. If people do not laugh at your dreams, then you need to make better dreams. If people don't look at your dreams like, what, you're crazy, you need to dream bigger. You need to dream bigger. What is the part of you that you know exists? I'm not talking about that you believe exists. That's Pisces season. That you know exists. Okay, I know R. Kelly believes he can fly. I know I can fly. I just haven't done it yet consciously. All right. I know I can fly. I know that might make certain people think that I'm crazy or whatever, but I don't care. Like, I know I can fly. I know humanity has untapped potential that we are on the verge of exploring. We make new discoveries every day. So really tap into this, because this is the new frontier we're stepping into. Much love to Pluto Sagittariuses and any young children who are Pluto Caps. You are our future, and your energy is activating like never before at a super young age. Okay, so what's really important about this chapter is it's coming in fresh off of Saturn that was in Capricorn in the first decan. And it's very important to examine the whole theme. The new science of spirituality, like Brett Dickinson said, is born right now. It's very important. It's all intention-based. It's all intention-based. It's all heartfelt. And the really super important part about this is the 2018 year that we just had. Who was reestablished in your life? 2018 was all about fully deciding on who is traveling with you in this new arc. It's a brand new arc. Okay. 2018 was just returning to the arc and ending it. So we had the time skip 2010, Saturn and Libra, 2010 to 2017. You were in different timelines. Trust me when I say that starting today, there are going to be events that have happened pre 2010 and 2014 that will just continue as if nothing happened. Certain people are going to come back in your life. Certain events are just going to continue like nothing happened. And it's because you're coming back from an alternate timeline. Timeline shifts are so fast, they're quicker than picoseconds. That means you can blink and you will have shifted multiple timelines. Timeline shifting is faster than the amount of time it makes your subconscious to make a decision. And this is why it's not a conscious experience. It's nothing that you have to really even worry about, because you just want to focus on what you're doing in the moment, which one moment can actually encompass various timelines. So now we're at a very, very, very powerful time in our lives. We're after 2018, coming back into the main core arc and coming out of that filler arc where we had to experiment with different timelines, which is, it realistically can manifest as experimenting with different paths in your life, like going this way, trying this out, and now you're focused. Everything's in Capricorn, and it's like, okay, this is what I'm moving forward with. Now you're going to see all the relevant timelines come into form. And let me tell you something, from today moving forward, on an open scale, you're going to see the open hate that the dark forces have for you. You're going to see the resentment that people have because you're living free. Any negativity that's projected towards you, lacking context, is basically just hate and dark forces that are pissed. Dark forces are so pissed. Robert Glemius said, is this the ignition of the Divine RPG 2? Such a great question. The true ignition of that was November of 2018 when Jupiter was in Sag. But this is, for all intents and purposes, the opening ceremony. Like, Divine RPG 2 has already started, because from November until now was the expedited process for the winner of Divine RPG 1, which I believe was Capricorn. Or maybe even Sagittarius. I think Sagittarius won. Whoever won that, they had advanced. They basically had like a leg up, so they were able to move forward. But I mean, the race is already in play. Divine RPG G2 is basically, you need to live your best life the whole time. Whoever lives their best life the longest and the best, you can't really win or lose this. You just need to live your best life. But other than that, hold space for people that you will feel vocally expressing their dislike for you, because it's hilarious. What you're doing is shining light on their darkness. And so you're going to feel the darkness they have towards you, which cannot touch you. The actual expression of their hate is admission of their defeat. And this is so important. This is all purely psychological. Somebody expressing that means they're expelling that darkness, which means you've already won, because it's been revealed. Darkness which was hidden. You've now triggered someone to the point that you just standing in your light is bringing this out. It is hilarious, and you should smile and or laugh at it. Do not let it intimidate you, because that's all the dark forces have: intimidation. They're inherently weak beings, and anyone who engages in that is weak. I don't care. I don't care how strong they seem. I don't care how much followers. Like, people still idolize people with millions of followers when they're real people like you and I. So somebody, if I was standing next to like a Kim Kardashian or a Drake or a Kanye or a Donald Trump, people would automatically assume that they're greater than me because they have more money, because they have more followers, because they have more power in the world. When we breathe the same air, we have different blood types, but blood flowing through our stream, and we walk different paths and destinies. People are still delusional, and people are still caught up in that. This is that divide where we don't look at these stupid accolades. We look at vibrations. We look at souls. Yeah, you might have 500,000 Instagram followers, but I'm trying to see your chart. Does your sun conjunct your moon? What's that nasty square about? I look at souls, B. I look at spirits. None of this superficial social qualities, which don't mean anything. Because if any of them lose their money and are stranded in a desert, do you think that desert is going to care? Oh, guys, this person has millions of Instagram followers. Let's just pave the desert way. So they go, no, it doesn't care. It doesn't matter. Okay. And this is where a lot of you have to really remember your worth. Really remember what you bring to the table, because you let people who don't even know you play you if you don't. And that's not that. We ain't, the $1 billion vibe tribe ain't like that. We're close to 500, and we're close to the 0 degree Leo. So I hope we get 500 before we start, because if we're holding space with 500 people as this goes 0 degrees Leo, trust me, this ritual is already a success. So hold your intent. We're 500 viewers. Woo! I think this is a new record. Anyway, We don't even have to pay mind to cloud chasers. All you need to do is to be focused on your path, my friends. And this is the interstellar, intergalactic full moon that's going to bring into form and into reality the higher upper limits of your supernatural power. Once again, everything up until now was to prepare your psychology to even wield this power. Okay. And you know what I'm saying? If you just started shooting electricity through your fingers, maybe a few years ago, you would think it's cool, but you had to go through a lot of this psychological release to where now you can start to realistically, physically harness this. And comment a fire sign emoji if you have already experienced your supernatural powers and express this. Me personally, I've been experiencing this for the last 4 or 5 years, so much so that I didn't even realize how I've created my own synchronicities. Everywhere from just giving readings to people that show what has yet to happen, happening, knowing what people are going through, saying something, and then seeing it moments later outside of view, snapping my fingers and lightning summoning. If I can do this, I know y'all are doing even greater because I'm just a Gemini sun. That's the third sign. That's a baby spirit. That means there's like nine other zodiac signs that could even do greater. I'm looking at you, Sagittarius. You got all the magic clairs. Okay, so this is it, y'all. This is going to give direction to our sails. And so that now you're going to come into confrontation, and it's how you react, it's how you respond that will define your character. I promise you this, my friends. No matter how dark the challenges are moving forward, no matter how much malicious gossip, no matter how much malicious negative energy people have around you, you can walk courageous into it because it's how you respond to it that will define you. And whenever you feel negativity in response to your light, shine brighter. Do not dim your light to make others feel comfortable. Shine brighter. Let your light make them feel uncomfortable. Whether they level up or not, that's none of your business. That's their business. Don't let them make it yours. So I want you to focus. Let us all focus on our intent. I want you to feel your greatest self. Feel this energy downloading into your soul. Trust me when I say dark forces are pissed at you right now because of your growth, and they're going to actually make a move, and you're going to slaughter them. All right. There are different philosophies around this. There's certain people that want you to have a very kind, love your enemies. You can love your enemies. All right. I'm a Mars and Aries. We scrapping. I'm going to beat the crap out of my dark forces with love in my heart. Because if there's love in your heart, you can do anything. So we going to scrap. And as I'm beating the crap out of these dark forces, I have love. I'm loving this beat down. And that's all that matters. So focus once again on your intent. In 2 minutes, the moon is going to shift into Leo, and this is going to be very powerful. So breathe in down to your diaphragm. Let us now connect all our energies. Feel the energy of the earth coming up your crown, and feel white light connecting everyone in the live chat together, beaming down your crown to your feet. I want you to breathe in, breathe out. It's okay if you don't know every detail about what's going on. It's okay if you don't know the process. Aquarius season is going to show you, teach you, walk with you, and you're going to download a whole month's worth of knowledge. Okay, so just breathe in, breathe out. This is the first Aquarius season that we're walking through with no South Node in Aquarius. So that whole South Node in Aquarius was downloading intergalactic information. Now the unpacking begins. Now it's begun a bit before, but now it's like official because we're in Aquarius. And woo, the moon's in Leo, y'all, at 222 likes. Take that for what you will. I think that's symbolic for something. But as you breathe in, let's just take some time to feel into our intent, any wishes you have. All right. And let's just hold space for the next few minutes. Water signs, I want you to heal the rest of the live chat, and everyone just feel a waterfall washing down, healing you. And fire signs, I want you to project comment like energy blasts, and that energy blast is adding so much fire and power to our energy field, as if there's a shared energy field now that air is connected. And I want everyone else to feel an ember of fire, and we're just doing all the elements together. Okay, and let's just hold space as the moon enters Leo. And I just want you to feel your intent. We have 520 people watching that we're all connected to focused intent, and this is exponentially supercharging our manifestation, which means you're going to see super quick results as well. So let's just hold space right now. Shout out to the water signs sending us healing. Shout out to the fire signs sending us energy. Air signs, you're welcome to say positive affirmations. We are successful. We are awesome. Shout out to Robert, physically feeling his heart expanding. That's a great sign. So now, in all this energy that you've manifested, now that I've refreshed the Peace Mobile or the Planet Watcher site, the moon is 0 degrees in Leo. Let's have a round of applause. We've held this space. We've carried forth this intent. The amazing thing about this is if some of you feel you didn't focus well enough, there's literally 540 other people who focused just as good. So we did it. This is a huge victory. 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 If you haven't pressed that like button, please press that like button. Let's show our presence. And now I want you to feel this energy that you've evoked, and I want you to focus and center it in your heart. We have 550 watching now. I think that's a record for a ceremony. So this is a great sign. I want you to focus all of this in your heart. Foster this awareness as well. Woo! Feel all this infinite energy focusing in your heart. Because what we're going to do after is we're going to release all this heart energy up into the universe. And we're going to meet back with it with the North Node. Ooh, I instantly got happy just saying that. So before we do this, all right, I want to ask you all a question. Comment a water sign, like a teardrop, or not a teardrop. Comment like a droplet or a wave if you have noticed that there's something that you want, and this is vague, so a lot of you will do this, but like there's a connection to your power that is like, you have to do something, but it doesn't make sense. Some of you may feel like you have to stop time. Some of you may feel like you have to fly across the universe, and it's like, can I really do this? Okay. How many of you feel you're in a position like that when it comes to manifesting your power, when it comes to stepping into this newer awareness? All right. Trust me when I say you can focus on it. This is the transit where you're going to do this. This is why you've had the synchronicities to remind you of who you are, to what you can do. 7:55 power hour. So really keep this in mind, because we're going to release that as our intent. Every single one of you knows the first step necessary into emerging this. Some of you don't count because you have had your superpowers since so long, and your lesson is to just be more aware of it, because people have passive powers and some people have active powers. Okay, some of your powers are so passive, like domino, where it's like you have luck manipulation. So all you have to do is go do it. That's the thing that I love about Domino. She doesn't actively, in Deadpool 2, she doesn't actively use her powers. And this is a lot of you watching this. If you have Neptune or Uranus on your moon, if you have Jupiter on your moon or sun, if you have the North Node on your moon or sun, trine or square, like passive, some of you are passive and active. It's in a sense where like she just has to go. She does not consciously choose for luck to happen. And some of you have the strongest passive power, but you won't use it because you don't believe in yourself. Okay, it's like if Domino didn't believe in herself and she just stayed still, her power wouldn't work. She has to have some level of faith to know that she can walk through and just know that her power is going to work like it's always worked. Okay. And that's a lot of you. You just have to go through it and then be aware of your power. Others of you, it's active and you already know because you've triggered this. So what we're going to do when we release this, we are going to set the intention for the universe to reveal how our active power works and how our passive power works. And within 30 minutes to an hour of the end of this broadcast, we are going to trigger and manifest the first step into stepping into this greater, higher supernatural awareness. The reason why we had to wait until Aquarius season is because Aquarius season is of a higher frequency and energetic vibration to where you can just be more aware of things that were hidden in plain sight. Keep this in mind. This is why Aquarius, sun and moons experience paranormal experiences. This is why they're going to have alien visitations. This is why Sagittarius and Pisces can see energies. It's not that everyone else can't see energies, but with the sun in those signs or the moon in those signs, you literally have higher awareness to be aware of what other lower awareness, like me with my sun in Gemini, cannot be aware of. That's what's difficult having my energy. My moon in Capricorn is receptive to all the supernatural energy, but my sun in Gemini is only aware of reality at a mental level. Hence why I'm in my head, and I love it here. I'm not even going to change that. But I'm progressing through Cancer, so I'm learning to be aware of emotions more. But amazing as they can be. And soon I'm moving Leo. So this is where collectively we're going to see more. And yes, my friends, when you are ready, okay, because this is going to be a little scary. This is going to be like just shooting forth on a roller coaster where a lot of your powers are more raw and less accommodating to the social nuances and what's considered, right or wrong. So this is going to literally shock you. Okay. And don't be afraid of your own power. Some of you, your power is going to lead you into places outside your comfort zone. And if you're like MK, that's not scared, let's do this. Okay. So all you have to do is beam this heart energy with the intent. Have a symbol in your mind. The symbol in my mind is the Ace of Swords, because that is very significant. It represents truth to me. And that's how I start my mission, wielding that sword. So I want you to beam this energy out your heart and release it to the universe, okay? And let us all now simultaneously just release this energy that we built up. I release this to the universe. And I have full trust and faith that this will manifest. And now all you have to do after that is just hold space. Focus once again on being your greatest self and do whatever you have to do. All right. Other than that, while the moon is in Leo for the next 2 weeks until it's in Aquarius, I would really just fill your heart with love. Do everything you can to charge your heart up so it's attracting the right energy, as lightning will ground in this capacity. Not in your heart, because if your heart gets electrocuted, you might die. But other than that, you want it to shock you inspiringly so you'll fly. I just wanted to rhyme so bad. Other than that, thank you guys for joining me. Um, let's do one more ritual real quick, because I don't think we're done here. And I want you to just channel energy from the universe down your crown, just and let it center at your heart and also your other chakras. Just feel it coming in. You could do any type of breathing patterns. Now, this quantum love activation is going to coincide with a relevant partner, whether this partner is a sibling, whether it's a romantic partner, whether it's a best friend. They are also going to be revealed within this 30 minutes to an hour. They definitely go hand in hand. And whether this is the physical representation of them or their higher self, shout out to Empress Daisy. Right when I said Empress Daisy, she commented. Shout out to Empress Daisy. Her and I had firsthand experience of seeing someone's higher self talk to both of us in a synchronicity. So just because they're not there physically doesn't mean that their spirit won't come and travel to see you. Be very, very mindful. We are going to end this broadcast right now, but I definitely want to leave you with the fact that within 30 minutes to an hour of the end of this broadcast, the energy that we have built will disperse, and the universe that you've co-created with will respond and show you how your active power works, how your passive power works, and how to take that first step. Here's a key, because so many of you have bridged your energy out, right? That the moon sign is going to let you know what this revolves around. And this is where this all starts to come together. Kiara, yes, you can rewatch and do this. Whether if any of you want to rewatch and do this, we have charged the energy for you to do this. So if you're a fire moon, okay, sun signs work too, but it's all about your core. If you're a fire moon, your superpower is going to have a lot to do with giving life to people, reviving dead spaces of energy, raising vibrations, making things exuberant, burning things on fire. Shout out to Liana Lilith. And if you have an earth moon, the earth moon, and let me even go deeper. So Aries moon is going to be more charged, excitement. It's going to spark things. Leo moon is going to sustain energy. It's going to add an infinite nature to energy, and it's going to bring life, and it's going to add deeper love to energy. Sagittarius moon or sun is going to add flare, and is going to add shine. All these fire moons could be used to resurrect dead life. All of these fire moons could be used to add fire and life to whatever is currently in motion, okay? If you have an earth moons have to do with manifestation and time. So regardless of your superpowers, regardless of your energy, your power, your strength is going to have to be revolved with this dimension of time and slowing it down, okay? I want to add that. Is it fire? No, okay. It's fire can do it too, but this is more air. Fire and air can speed time up like the Flash. Earth slows it down. So in real time, it's going to look like you're moving super fast, but you're not. You're just slowing it down with your perspective, okay? Taurus moons can give grounding. Taurus moons are going to be able to manipulate the earth and actually earth bend. Virgo moons are going to be able to factually be receptive to details and filter out information to keep them moving very powerfully and very, realistically focused on what's relevant, and can also slow down time too, but relative to their environment. Cat moons can stop time altogether, and they can slow down and control time as they please. This is something that as a Gemini sun, I'm learning to kind of, work around, because I'm so focused on being a Gemini sun. I divine, I express the truth, I channel, and I'm learning to revolve that around chronokinesis, and also manifestation. Air moons, divination, truth inducement, speeding up time, very, 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 very social charm. Air moons, you're in a position to actually set the tone and to actually manipulate air as well with your soul. Air moons, you also have electrokinesis, air moons and suns. The suns apply too, but it's going to revolve around the moon. Okay, even though planets revolve around the sun here, we're talking more about the core of your soul and how the energy you have will go based on how you feel. So Gemini moons, you have truth inducement. You can bring the truth out of anyone. You can word your words to flow you with the relevant truth in the moment, and to also manipulate air currents, all right, locally. Not as powerful as Libra moons that can direct it at farther distances. Libra moons can also do truth inducement at a more crafty, strategic level. And just like Aquarius moon, which has the strongest level of this, they can speed up time, which the reason why Aquarius moon can speed up time at a galactic level is speeding up time is very dangerous. You have to have the knowledge to know just how much to speed up time. Whereas Gemini, and you know what? Let me kind of rephrase that, because it's not speeding up time. It's just speeding the sensation. And in this dimension, it'll come to time. So technically, you're not speeding up time. You're enhancing space. Earth is time, air is space, fire is life, and water is restoration. Water moons are healers. We got 600 new records. If you have a water moon, your energy is around sensing the unseen, whereas fires can see the unseen, earth can feel the unseen. Hit that like button if you haven't, by the way. Water signs are able to restore, heal, feel the unseen, sense damaged pockets of suppressed energy, and revive emotionally before fire actually brings life. So Cancer moons can nurture, but they can also heal deeply. Scorpio moons can purge deeply. Okay, Pisces moons can Pisces moon is different because Pisces will just take you to another reality. It can do the other two, but it doesn't focus a lot much as healing as much as it focuses on completely giving an understanding and just magically changing an experience, which will denote healing, but it's not really healing as much as it is reality warping. In other words, a Cancer moon can heal a cut and actually heal it supernaturally, but a Pisces moon can just warp reality to where that injury never happened. Same result, different process. Okay, and don't take my word for it. Really experience this yourself. Of course, everything that I just said is a base level. When I was doing that peace talk, I found out that that alien construct site is up. They changed the hyperlink. So it was canceled, but it's recently up. I don't know how much recently, but yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for joining us, and enjoy. This is going to be an amazing full moon, and the eclipse facet of this, once again, is going to empower, because it's in the north. It's in the cardinal signs. That's why this is why I'm so gung-ho on supernatural power, supernatural power, supernatural power. Let me actually give you that link. higherselfcommunications.com/alien-chart. Put it here. Valuable resource. And I'm going to put it in the comments too, if any of you want to check it out. The reason why I'm obsessed and going over superpower is because the nodes are in the cardinal signs. So first, we had to come into the perception of this north node in Virgo. We had to come to the real perception of what's possible. Then we had to download the knowledge of this north node Leo, now north node Cancer. It's infusing with our soul, and we emerge this. So other than that, y'all, stay blessed. Remember, 30 minutes to an hour, be very aware of what occurs. And this could happen as soon as instantly. Time doesn't limit spirit. So keep that in mind. And until next time, peace.